You have to see this!
I'm pretty sure Sonic Generations might possibly be the only Sonic game that definitively did not need a remaster. Those poor forgotten adventure games, Sonic Heroes, even the storybook ones, any of those could have seriously benefited from some modern adjustments. But I get it, you know? Sega just wants money. A little bit of... The only remaster of Sonic Adventure that they're concerned about is remastering this little room in the casino in live action. Only none of us will ever see it because it's for their little money grubby fingers. But no, Generations was the safe bet because this was the game that made people go, I guess Sonic's not dead. I think I saw him move or twitch a little bit there. So they released Generations. People love it. Great. Since then, there have been such precious few additions of debatable quality to the 3D game series. And then, a remaster. But now, put your hands together for Sonic Generations. Again. So rather than coming up with anything new or original, you know, the kind of stuff that made us love Sonic enough to play this one, they just re-release this game that's already a re-release of Sonic's history, which is already not as exciting as something cool and new. It says a lot about the current age when we're just begging for the past one. There seems to be a lot more obsessing over what once was rather than striving for something that could be. I love Sonic the Hedgehog. I always have. I'm a huge Sonic fan. A Sonic obsessed, if I may. And I know I'm not alone, though I find it incredibly difficult and often demoralizing to be a Sonic fan, considering that most of the content that comes from this IP is generally, and I would say pretty objectively, lackluster. You are more than free to love the Sonic movies and the shows and the games, but please let us not pretend that any of this is the pinnacle of how good we all know that Sonic can be. Rather, I find most people accept what we have because they love this character, and well, it's all we have. But I feel we are getting bamboozled into allowing this franchise to take so many inexcusable turns and atrociously lazy executions, purely through the extortion of that love. I would say that glove fits for all of modern media, but Sonic could be the face character of this. I'm not innocent in this, I fall guilty too. I've played through Frontiers multiple times, and I actually have fun when I'm playing it. But can I say that it's a good game? Listen, I just like Sonic, okay? Can we all just admit that's what's going on? We just like Sonic? This character is very meaningful to me. And because of that, I'm always so disappointed to find this series falling short of the potential that I know that it's capable of. And I've never believed that Sonic Generations has ever matched that potential. It's not necessarily a bad game by any means. There's a lot of fun to be had. And the level design is fantastic, even maybe so far as to say it's some of the best in the series, which definitely explains why so many people love this game so much. Just for me, I feel like the issues stem from, honestly more than anything, it just feels less like a game and more of some glorified tech demo. The levels are fun, but there's only a handful, and they take about, an average of 3 minutes each? And the way this whole thing is structured, taking place within this white, blank void, picking between the same few levels over and over again, it just feels so empty. Like some kind of mega collection with extra steps. Given a good, generous hour and a half, you can see everything this game has to offer. And then the rest is just redoing these levels in a myriad of ways. Sometimes it's a little exciting, and most of the time it's just repetitive, which becomes boring. And need I even mention the story? It's actually so insultingly bad that there might as well not have been one, and I actually think this would have been a better game. Man, there are so many great Sonic games that are in desperate need of a remaster, and we get Generations? This doesn't even feel that old. How old is this game? 13 years ago? Oh my goodness, what have I been doing for 13 years? I've just been playing games. Playing games, watching movies. Watching movies. Oh, this is from my trip to Thailand. Oh, I mean, too many games, yeah. I gotta stop. I gotta get out of here. Oh, God, please don't do this. It's gonna be dumb. It's gonna be like Sonic Prime, stupid. Don't make it look cool. don't like Generations. Stop it. No. Alright, one more.
Surprise!
Aw, you guys.
Happy birthday, Sonic. Hope you like this.
Tails! Like it? I love it!
I just made that infinitely better, I promise you. So Sonic's having a birthday party, everyone gets sucked away. He wakes up in this blank void, and that's about it. Genuinely, 90% of the rest of the story just consists of rescuing each character and having them fill in this really awkward music spot in their own cool and quirky way.
Finish!
Alright, that's enough of that. Let's see what's going on with Shadow. I really hope that it's at least better than...
There's demonic stuff all over this thing!
This is insane. You know, sometimes I forget we're in the middle of this massive spiritual war for our souls, and I just want to play Sonic the Hedgehog and forget my worries, but I can't even do that anymore. It is now an impossible task. Everything that comes out now has this stuff right in the forefront. What was once hidden is now being openly revealed in the light. Everything is coming to the surface. The veil is being lifted before our eyes. Where do I even begin with this? Black Doom is a villain that returns from Shadow the Hedgehog, and the Sonic community likes to joke about the fact that this guy is the devil. But it's clear people are not connecting that this guy is literally the devil. All of these symbols he wears is blatant enough that even the secular world picks up on it. He can send his third eye out to watch people or do his bidding. The third eye, of course, having massive spiritual significance in the occult and mysticism. But look at his quote-unquote new body. If you've never seen the design of a biblically accurate angel before, well, this is it. You're looking at it. It is the representation of a particular choir, the Ophanim, also known as the Thrones, as described in the book of Ezekiel, during the time of his inaugural vision, in which the heavens opened and the word of God came to him, along with these strange beings that he describes. As I looked at the living creatures, I saw a wheel on the ground beside each creature with its 4 faces. This was the appearance and structure of the wheels. They sparkled like topaz, and all 4 looked alike. Each appeared to be made like a wheel intersecting a wheel. As they moved, they would go in any one of the 4 directions the creatures faced. The wheels did not change direction as the creatures went. Their rims were high and awesome, and all 4 rims were full of eyes all around. Now, if you didn't know, Satan was once an angel, Lucifer, and when he fell, a third of the angels fell with him. These fallen angels became what are now demons. So these biblically accurate angels are also biblically accurate demons. Case in point right here, where this form is a representation for the body of this obviously demonic character. In his account, Ezekiel observes that the spirit of the living creatures was in the wheels, and in order to face Black Doom, Shadow must enter inside of these wheels. And then back in Sonic's story, come on, yes. Every single character gets to do one of these weird dances. I was worried they wouldn't, but no, they did it. And I love it. It's great. It's excellent. It's not stupid. It's not really, really dumb.
Is it just me, or does Green Hill look different?
Ah, you're crazy. Okay, maybe Shadow's not as evil. I'm just kidding about that last part. Big the Cat's fine. I think. But yeah, the rest of this stuff is pretty evil. The symbol for chaos control is a lightning bolt, which is a very prominent image used to represent Satan. It originates from Luke 10:18. And he said unto them, I beheld Satan as lightning fall from heaven. It is used by the bands Kiss and Black Sabbath. Lady Gaga, who is an open Satanist, uses it frequently. It was used by the Nazis. Here it is in a Nickelodeon banner alongside the All-Seeing Eye. And most evidently, it was used in the sigil of Anton LaVey, the founder of the Church of Satan. And as far as chaos control is concerned for Shadow, it really has nothing to do with lightning. Throughout the game, you gather all of these artifacts, and of course they're all different variations of the All-Seeing Eye of Providence. Then once you gain one, you can reactivate these evil eye towers, some kind of weird occult monolith. As Shadow gets close, he says,
"Something calls to me."
The implication being that there's some kind of spirit that resides within these structures. They accept the artifacts, and as you continue making offerings to these things, Shadow becomes progressively more possessed by Black Doom, the devil. He unlocks more Doom powers, which are, it's just demonic. As Shadow gets possessed by this new Doom power, this black goop comes all over him. Seem familiar at all? He even has those demon symbiote wings that Venom had at the end of that game. Only this time we get to play as the character with the demon wings. Oh, wait. And then Sonic's all like... And now for your viewing pleasure, Vigilante will perform every single other cutscene that is not one of the dancing ones. Oh, hey. Oh, hey, what's up? This world... It does not look like my world. Oh, hey, now you're over here now. Yeah, I'm over here. Oh, now. You're over here? Now there's two of me. What? But what's going on? What am I seeing with my vision? Don't you mean double vision? Wasn't he just over? Oh, I'm actually over here. Or maybe I'm over there. Oh, hey, you're over here now. Oh, you don't talk at all the whole game. Yeah, that won't be awkward. Tell you what, I'll do all the talking for both of us. No, you know what? I actually feel offended that they thought this garbage was acceptable to sell me. Twice! The fact that they had the sheer audacity to rewrite the dialogue and change some of the imagery, as if any of that would matter. It's a slap in the face! The old version of this stupid, useless moment where Sonic holds Amy's head back. Now it's a dopey, pointless moment with Amy just shaking a bunch of cupcakes around. Are you kidding me, man? And they left the rest of this rubbish intact? Changes like this are like taking the dead transmission out of some junkyard car and replacing it with a box of nerds and a roll of tinfoil. I mean, what is that gonna do? Doesn't matter. None of this matters. This entire thing needs an overhaul. And back at the Shadow. The lore is expanded upon that Shadow is a being created by the blood of Black Doom, who in this universe is an alien, using this otherworldly entity's DNA to create life. And in Gerald Robotnik's own words, he made a deal with the devil.
I made a Faustian deal with that monster to create Shadow.
So my powers, that symbol, they're all connected.
This is another carried over theme in so many stories now, that someone or something of relevance is created by aliens, that life comes from outer space. It is predictive programming that should be very revealing about what aliens actually are and the great deception that's being weaved, but I'm gonna keep that one in the back pocket for now. This video already has enough pills that are very hard to swallow. What's weird is that Sonic Frontiers also established that aliens were the reason behind the creation of the Chaos Emeralds, so Sonic is really doubling down on this concept. Now, there have always been subtextual spiritual elements in Sonic games. This isn't isolated. Sonic's history has always been loaded with this stuff. It's just now a lot more open and prominently in the forefront than it used to be. Even the Mephiles fight calls back Sonic 06. This staff that contains him is another biblically accurate angel, or in this case demon, this time the form of a seraphim. And something else of note is that Black Doom shares striking similarities to Wiseman the Wicked, a character from Nights into Dreams who also shares a blood relation to their own respective protagonist. And this guy bears the Hamza hand symbol. Sonic team leader Takashi Iizuka has been directly involved in both the Night series and the Shadow the Hedgehog game. Now, I've never played Nights into Dreams, but yeah, this guy, he don't look like a good guy. Now, perhaps you have a question saying, alright, if all this is in the game, I mean, is it still worth playing? And with riveting sequences like this, with all of our friends here to help us take down the big bad in this grand finale, well, you tell me.
Good eye. Yeah, running around and get hit by these is super dangerous.
Nice, thank you. Another homing shot. I gotta make sure I don't...
I'm trying to dodge. Oh, they hit me. It hit me and it didn't matter, and he's still warning me 5 minutes into this fight, and this is his only move.
I know a lot of people have a hard time understanding the harm behind having these kinds of things in storytelling. especially when Shadow is the hero who rises against the evil and defeats it. And they give him these nice cutscenes where he holds Maria, deciding to be the good guy and using these powers for justice. And Maria says that she named him Shadow in relation to being a guiding force through the darkness and towards the light. It's all warm and fuzzy and makes us comfortable following him through this hellish nightmare landscape, because he's abolishing this thing that is so clearly meant to be evil and absolutely must be destroyed. And to us, this is good and proper, and it resonates with our spirits because we know inherently the things that are evil must fall to the things that are good. The issue is that Shadow isn't actually drawing from anything good. He uses the power of evil to defeat evil, which completely skews our perception of what true evil and true goodness actually are.
Black Doom is a fool. I'll take this power and use it as my own.
He decides to make the demonic powers he receives from the devil his own, and use them to defeat the devil. And herein lies the deception. Satan cannot cast out Satan. There's an account in the Gospels told both in Matthew and Mark, where the people bring to Jesus a demon-possessed man who is blind and mute, and Jesus heals him and casts out the demon. The Pharisees, who were against Jesus, tried to make claims that he is using the power of the devil to cast out the demons. Jesus retorts this claim, explaining that any and every kingdom, city, or household divided against itself will be ruined, cannot stand. Or in other words, as Jesus states, how can Satan drive out Satan? If Satan opposes himself and is divided, he cannot stand. His end has come. Because our spirits are from God and are with knowledge of the Lord, we naturally know and crave the ways of the Lord, which are love, goodness, and righteousness. These themes will always be a constant in storytelling. There will always be a hero to save the day. These natural truths are used to manipulate us. What we need to look at is how that hero saves the day, how that hero defeats evil. Do they operate outside of that darkness to expel it completely, or do they operate within the darkness using the very same darkness to expel itself? Or in other words, a kingdom divided against itself. Spider-Man did the same thing in Spider-Man 2, using the power of the symbiote as his own to defeat the symbiotes, and Shadow uses the powers granted him by Black Doom to defeat Black Doom. Satan cannot cast out Satan, and whenever you are witnessing a story of any kind that falls into this lie, do not let it deceive you. It is a trap, tricking us into thinking we're witnessing something that resonates with our spirit, all the while removing God completely and fooling us into thinking that we stand any sort of a chance in this world or the next without true goodness, without God.
I'm sorry I put you on this path, Shadow, but I'm proud of how you are walking.
These stories are created with specific and intentional desire to spiritually suffocate us from the one true God. And it seems to be working very well, considering that most people in this modern age operate under this false belief that they don't need God and are the dictators of their own reality.
This is the destiny I choose.
It is a lovely concept in a fictional story, but it is not our reality. And I fear for the souls who reach the end of their life and come face to face with these monsters who seek to devour them, and having rejected the salvation of Jesus Christ, stand alone. So Shadow defeats the devil using the devil, just in the nick of time. And now he's able to go run off and help Sonic during this crucial final battle. And it's a good thing, because I genuinely do not think Sonic could have done this without his help.
That's a homing shot.
Be careful, Sonic.
I imagine making these videos makes me seem like some kind of bad guy who's trying to ruin something beloved. But the truth is that these videos are just as frustrating and absolutely heartbreaking to me. I spent the first part of this video talking about how much I love Sonic the Hedgehog, and how desperately I want the franchise to become something of worth, of value. Jason Griffith's Sonic is literally a part of my upbringing. Whenever I hear his voice, it instantly brings me joy and comfort.
Nothing starts until you take action. If you have time to worry, then run.
This character moves my heart and inspires me to keep running forward no matter what worries or circumstances or troubles may come my way. For so long I have followed him and trudged through whatever Sonic content they release, being disappointed time and again, holding on to this hope that it will become everything that I know it is capable of being. And if I'm looking at Shadow Generations completely objectively, it is good. Actually good. It's more than good. The levels are fantastic. The Open Hub improves on almost everything from the ones in Frontiers. The storytelling has beauty and impact. This moment at the end, after Shadow with all of his power is once again helpless as he is forced to lose Maria and the Professor all over, and runs on past Rouge without another word, down the road Destiny has called him towards with a tear flying off of his face. Man, this is exactly the kind of stuff I've been dying for. And if that prologue is any testament to the direction of storytelling that this series is taking, then I feel like finally, Sonic is becoming everything I've always dreamed it could be. I don't think it's a coincidence that this new direction coincides with the blatantly open satanic agenda that has taken fold. Look around. We are in the midst of spiritual warfare on a universal scale, and it's only getting harder and harder to humble ourselves and walk our own roads towards fate, away from so many things that we truly do love. It doesn't seem fair that I love Sonic the Hedgehog so much, and as soon as it becomes something I've been waiting for, I have to reject it. It is not me who decides for these things to be ruined. They are ruined all on their own. I am simply the messenger pointing it out. These things should be alarming. The kingdom of darkness is making moves, but we should not be afraid. Like a dying animal that knows its end is near, it is putting up every bit of a fight it can before it inevitably perishes. But Jesus Christ is coming back. And if how much more open these dark agendas are becoming are anything to go by, I would say that he is coming soon. It is time to align ourselves to him. I am weak and flawed, and I do not have all of the answers. I am merely a beggar dying of thirst who has found living water, a source of life to follow and lead us out of this dry desert wasteland. Because Shadow may be great and distract us for a moment, but when this little showcase is over, and after just a few short precious hours, what is left? We are still stranded here, waiting for the next mirage to do the same thing over again. Jesus is calling us to something more than this, to everything more. Everyone who drinks this water will be thirsty again, but whoever drinks the water I give them will never thirst. Indeed, the water I give them will become in them a spring of water welling up to eternal life. I've always had Sonic the Hedgehog, and my life has been filled with sadness and left with wanting. These things do not fulfill us, but Jesus promises more. And we don't have to let these things be a waste. We can use this to inspire us to make the same difficult decisions towards what is ultimately good and right and holy. Sonic has taught me to run, and I am running to Jesus Christ.
I know the homing shot!